What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. My name is Dallin Anderson, and today we are going to be talking about Shiba Inu and where I personally think prices will go from here. Before we get started though, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, as well as joining the free Discord link in the description box below to get started with the free community. And without further ado, we'll get straight into today's Shiba Inu analysis. Okay, so Shiba Inu here on the daily candlesticks. You guys can see that we did have a very nice breakout here on Shiba Inu. Now I mentioned this coin basically right here. You can go back and watch a video called Top Meme Coins for 2024. We talked about Shiba Inu, Flocky Inu, Dogecoin, Pepe, and all of them broke out after that video. They all just started to take off. Now, we can see that that breakout was pretty impulsive. That was a nice move here on Shiba Inu. We do also have a triangle pattern forming here on Shiba Inu, just very similar to the pattern we saw on Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is starting to break out of its pattern. So we had a triangle drawn on Bitcoin right here, and you can see Bitcoin is breaking out. So that's very bullish here with Bitcoin, to see a breakout of this triangle pattern. It's probably going to push higher here. It's probably going to keep going up, in which case we're going to see more money come into Shiba Inu as well. So I suspect a triangle breakout here. We obviously don't know until it actually breaks out, but that's what I personally suspect happening here with Shiba Inu. Now also in the bigger time frame as well, which is what we're really focused on, because this is the daily, so we don't really care too much about the daily, right? It could go like this, it could go like this. We don't care that much about the daily, but with Bitcoin being bullish, I do think the daily will be bullish as well, and we're more likely going to break out here rather than go down and find support before we push higher. So that's my current views on the short term. So long as Bitcoin keeps pushing up here, we're going to see Shiba keep pushing up here as well. So I really like this setup here on the short term with Shiba Inu. So let's talk about the big picture. Now, the big picture is, first of all, it's a complete market cycle. We have our first sell-off here, our disbelief phase. We go up into new paradigm, and then we have our depression phase down here, and we just broke out into a new cycle. And the volume that came with that breakout is significant. It's very significant. It's a lot like the volume we saw back here at the beginning of its last cycle, before it saw this huge pump right here. So the volume is virtually the same. We see a very nice volume spike, just in the same way we saw at the beginning of the last cycle, right? It looks almost the same. This point right here and this point right here. Now, with a complete market cycle, that means that you're getting ready for a new cycle. You're getting ready to, well, break out and really go up into a new price. And after we've found a new peak, then we can begin another bear market. So in other words, when a new cycle starts, the market has to break out and go up into a new cycle. And then at some point it's going to top out. Who knows exactly how high, right? Everybody's going to have a lot of opinions about how high it's going to go. But at some point it's going to top out and do another crash. But that's all the result of this market cycle being complete, right? Because we have first sell-off, euphoria, and then down here we have depression. So that complete market cycle and the beginning of a new cycle is what's going to lead to all of the pumping inside of this coin. Just like how every time Bitcoin has broken into a new cycle, it goes crazy, it goes up, it goes really high, people buy it, people get excited. In the same way, Shiba Inu is set up for another cycle, and it's set up to do the same thing Bitcoin did, and Bitcoin has done historically. Now, with that being said, there's always going to be those people that are haters. There's always going to be those people that are still stuck in the cycle. A lot of people get caught up inside of the cycle and they buy tops and they sell bottoms. And as a result of that, they miss out on all the opportunity inside of the market. So you don't want to be those people, right? So instead of getting caught up in the cycle, then you need to play the cycle. So there's always going to be those haters, those people out there that are bearish right now. There's always going to be those people. But the reality of the situation is that the market is breaking bullish into a new cycle. But because a lot of people get caught up in the cycle, they're still bearish and they don't see what's coming. Now let's talk about the fractal so you guys can see what I mean by Bitcoin historically having done the same thing as Shiba Inu. Because really, there isn't a big difference between these cycles. There's just not a big difference. Cycles repeat, they rhyme. Yeah, no two cycles are ever exactly the same, although some are so close that you could basically call it the same. And because of that, a lot of these cycles look so similar that you can compare them. You can trade them based on previous cycles. And that is exactly the same case here with Bitcoin and Shiba Inu. So over here on the right, we have Bitcoin. And over here on the left, we have Shiba Inu. Now, if you look at these two fractals, right, the market cycle that Shiba Inu is currently going through, and the market cycle that Bitcoin did back here in 2014, 2015, and 2016, it's a spitting image of the same human psychology. There really isn't a big difference here. It's the same human psychology. You get a parabolic run up, then you get an ABC correction down. After you get some sideways accumulation, right? Some sideways accumulation, then you break out bullish into a new market cycle. That's exactly what Shiba Inu is doing right now, breaking out bullish into a new market cycle. It pulled back down to the 618, I believe. Just like how Bitcoin did. Let's see what level that is. Yep, that is the 618. So it's literally following the Bitcoin market cycle perfectly. And by the way, I was telling you guys this on my channel publicly in live streams, in videos, and also in the VIP group that Shiba Inu was going to break out here. That Shiba Inu was going to see a bullish move. The reason I knew that was because of market cycles. Because human emotion and human psychology never changes. It stays the same. It repeats over and over again. So that's how I knew that Shiba Inu was going to break out right here because of market cycles. Now, with that being said, I do think it's going to keep going up here and keep following the Bitcoin example that we see over here on the right, where it keeps breaking into new highs, keeps going up, and eventually goes to a new all-time high. And you guys, when things go to new all-time highs, they go into this thing called price discovery. So price discovery means it's never been at that level before, and it's discovering new prices. When something's in price discovery, the sky is the limit, all right? In fact, the sky isn't even the limit. A lot of times, these things go to the moon. And that's why here in crypto, we always say this thing is going to moon, right? We say it's going to moon because of the fact that instead of just stopping at the sky, these things go crazy. When they go into price discovery, they go absolutely insane. So the sky is not the limit, right? Really, a lot of times the moon is. But with that being said, these things are going to moon. These coins are going to moon. And when they go into price discovery, they're going to break out, but at some point they will have to top out and do the same thing that every cycle does, which is go into a correction. But they go up very high before they do, right? You look at Bitcoin when it broke out here, it went up very high. It went up really, really high before it broke out. Before it broke back down into a bear market. So yeah, that's my views on Shiba Inu. I'm very bullish here. I expect more upside. I expect the complete and total reversal of this market cycle. And a lot of people are going to make a lot of money on Shiba Inu. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. I love and appreciate every single one of you. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and share it with your friends. And I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. As always, stay profitable out there.